Welcome back, everybody. This is Michael Levitis from JurisQ.com, a legal network where we answer your frequently asked legal questions. And we have with us again, we welcome back again, Herbert Lawrence, a personal injury attorney from the state of New Jersey. Herbert, welcome back to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you. In our previous sessions, we discussed few personal injury issues such as type of compensation available, whom can you sue. Now I want to talk about insurance. Insurance plays a huge role in getting compensation for injuries sustained as a result of a car accident. And people think, oh, we're going after the driver. I feel bad for this individual. Don't be. In reality, you're going after big-pocketed insurance companies that have the funds to compensate you for your injury. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what happens if the other driver hits you. Let's say he has no insurance. What happens in this type of case? What can you do?
Well, it depends on whether you have a certain type of coverage. And to digress a little bit, one of the problems with what's called underinsured and uninsured motor vehicle coverage is that, some 20 years ago, prior to that, insurance companies and their agents had a duty when they sold you insurance to tell you what the value of uninsured and underinsured motor vehicle coverage was. And that was very important because in this day and age, hardly anyone understands those two coverages. And in my estimation, those coverages are of vital importance to have. Explain what they are. When you have personal injury coverage, you get coverage if someone sues you. But if you have to sue someone, you're relying on what coverage they may have. Well, in some states, not in New Jersey, but in some states, almost 50% of the people go uninsured. Is it important? Sure it is. Wow. But they do it. There isn't that amount of uninsured motor vehicles out there in New Jersey, but it's a lot higher than one would think.
Yeah.
So if you get in an accident, you're seriously injured, and let's assume you have $50,000 worth of protection yourself, you have to opt for that uninsured motor vehicle or underinsured motor vehicle coverage, which covers you should you be injured by an uninsured. Now, I always tell my clients that they should really check into their coverage because so many of them say, well, I have full coverage. Total meaningless phrase. Because full coverage is only the minimum that New Jersey requires. And that's totally inadequate. If you own a home or you have savings and you have minimal coverage and have no underinsured or uninsured motor vehicle coverage, you're being rather foolish. Should you be injured, and God forbid you're out of work for years, and you have minimal coverage, and the person who caused this has no coverage, well, you could sue them, that's fine, but all you'll do is you'll force them to go bankrupt and you can't collect. And you'll still be injured, you'll still have all the medical bills, etc., that you expected to collect from them. So I advise my clients to get the maximum of that's what it's called, UM and UIM coverage.
Yeah, I think it stands for, Herbert, it stands for uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, correct?
It's uninsured and underinsured.
Okay.
Right. And that's what you're protecting yourself against, being injured by someone who either doesn't have any insurance at all or has minimal coverage that doesn't cover the injuries that you suffer. The other thing that you should be aware of is that the difference in cost to you to obtain underinsured and coverage is minimal, because what you have to do is you have to raise your rates, raise your protection from a minimal amount, And I suggest my clients to get at least 250,000,
Right.
500,000
Mhm.
insurance. I personally have $1 million worth of coverage, and I also have that $1 million in UM and UIM coverage, so that my family and myself are covered should there be an uninsured vehicle that is at fault, injures either myself or my wife, and we have a source to at least tap to pay whatever injuries have been sustained. And I suggest that people do that as well, because the cost of it is not really that much, and you would be surprised at how little. And the problem is that people don't understand what that coverage is, and the insurance company doesn't tell you unless you ask.
That's a great advice. Spend the extra few dollars to have that coverage in case you ever need it, God forbid. Because if you do need it, it's going to go a long way. So we appreciate such wise advice from you. And again, you hearing from an attorney who does this for a living day in, day out, because Herbert, that's all you do. You don't do criminal law, you don't do family law, you only do personal injury law. So you are an authority on this subject matter, and this is why you're here with us talking about personal injury in the state of New Jersey. Herbert, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your valuable advice. And of course, we're here to educate, only give general advice. If you want specific advice, you have to retain an attorney like Herbert Lawrence. The phone number is on the bottom of the screen. And I suggest, if you have an attorney already, if you want a car accident, but you are unsure, you're unhappy, you can always get second opinion by calling Lawrence Herbert on the phone that's on the bottom of the screen. Herbert, thank you so much for your time. Thank you everybody for listening in, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.